Skol Nation, stop right now. US Bank Stadium just erupted with breaking news, and one fact is already on the table. $48 million over the cap. A salary massacre is coming, Brian Flores might vanish, and the quarterback controversy just got a new name attached to it. Insiders dropped bombs across 3 fronts last night, and here's the first payoff. That $48 million hole, it's the biggest cap crisis in the NFC North, and 8 players are on the chopping block. If you skol louder than you breathe, hit like and subscribe right now, because the Packers are watching. We start with the salary cap apocalypse that has general manager Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah working overtime. Stay locked, there's a double cliffhanger at the end that involves Green Bay. $48 million. That's not a budget, that's a disaster. The Minnesota Vikings are projected to be $48,999,691 over the 2026 salary cap in effective space. But wait, there's a lifeline. $20,791,954 in rollover cap space. That still leaves the Vikings $28,207,740 in the red based on a projected $295 million salary cap. How does a team that just went 9-8 with a playoff myth end up this deep in cap hell? The answer is simple. Big contracts, underperformance, and injuries. Now comes the massacre. 8 players are on the table. 8. Let's start with the obvious. Javon Hargrave is gone.
$21,453,382 cap hit, and cutting him saves $10,497,500. He was solid, but not $21 million solid. Aaron Jones? The running back is injury-prone, turning 32, and carries a $14,550,000 cap hit. Cutting him saves $7,750,000, and the Vikings can replace him in the draft. But here's where it gets messy. TJ Hawkinson. $21,296,176 cap hit. Cutting him only saves $8,871,176 because of dead cap. But a restructure saves $9,330,000 and keeps him around. The tight end room would be empty without him.
Ryan Kelly. 3 concussions this year. $11,715,147 cap hit. He might retire, which would save the Vikings $8,347,647. If he doesn't, they'll probably cut him anyway. Now the big moves. Extending Brian O'Neill saves $15,115,657. Restructuring Jonathan Greenard saves $13,210,000. Restructuring Justin Jefferson saves $16,990,000. Restructuring Christian Darrisaw saves $9,968,947. Add it all up, and the Vikings can create anywhere from $62 to $91 million in cap space, depending on which path they take.
That's the power of creative accounting. Do you think the Vikings should cut Hawkinson or restructure him? Drop your take below because this decision will define the offense. And if you believe Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah is about to fleece the salary cap gods, smash that like button and let Detroit know who's about to own the North. But while the front office juggles spreadsheets, the defense is about to lose its mastermind. Silence in the war room. Brian Flores' contract is expiring, and 8 head coaching jobs just opened across the league. The Minnesota Vikings ended the season on a 5-game winning streak, and the defense was the engine. Flores coordinated a unit that suffocated opponents, created havoc, and gave this team a pulse when the offense sputtered. Now he's essentially a free agent, and teams are calling. NBC Sports insider Mike Florio dropped an update on January 12th. The Vikings remain confident Flores will return if he doesn't land a head coaching job. But here's the twist. It's possible the Vikings already have a tentative deal with Flores, but they're waiting to finalize it until he exhausts all head coaching possibilities. That's respect. That's also risk. Because if another team offers Flores a head coaching gig, Minnesota loses the architect of their defensive resurgence. And so far, only the Baltimore Ravens have publicly emerged as a potential landing spot. But NFL insider Tom Pelissero added another layer on January 8th. Flores isn't focused on contract talks with the Vikings right now because he's locked in on head coaching opportunities. Once that window closes, the dominoes fall. And here's the kicker. Pelissero said there's a lot of other interest in Flores as a defensive coordinator if the head coaching jobs don't materialize. Translation? If the Vikings don't pay UP, someone else will. Head coach Kevin O'Connell made his feelings crystal clear on December 28th. He told reporters, "Flo knows I love him. He was the guy 3 years ago that I identified to bring in here, and the growth and just our relationship and what he's meant to me personally is so massive. I absolutely want Brian Flores to be the defensive coordinator of the Minnesota Vikings as long as we can have him." That's not coach speak. That's loyalty. That's also desperation, because O'Connell knows what happens if Flores walks. The defense regresses, the scheme changes, and the entire identity of this team shifts. The Vikings finished the regular season with a 9-8 record, and the defense carried them through the final 5 games. Losing Flores doesn't just hurt the depth chart, it guts the culture.
Do you think Brian Flores stays in Minnesota or takes a head coaching job? Comment your prediction below. And if you believe the Vikings must keep Flores at all costs, hit that like button and make sure Packers fans see it. But even if the defense stays intact, the offense has a massive question mark, and it just got a new name attached to it. Whispers in the hallways, scouts making calls, a trade scenario that sounds insane, but makes perfect sense. The Minnesota Vikings do not have their franchise quarterback. J.J. McCarthy was supposed to be the guy when the Vikings selected him 10th overall in the 2021 draft. But through 2 seasons, he's played just 10 of 35 possible games due to injury. His stats? Less than 60% completion, 11 passing touchdowns, 4 rushing touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. That's not franchise quarterback material.
That's a gamble that hasn't paid off. Enter Anthony Richardson, the Indianapolis Colts quarterback who has the physical tools to be a superstar, but hasn't put it together. And according to A to Z Sports' Destin Adams, the Vikings are linked to a potential Richardson trade. Here's why it makes sense. Richardson is set to make just $11 million on the final year of his rookie contract in 2026. And after a trade, the Vikings would only owe him $5,385,549. That's cheap. That's a lottery ticket for a player with elite upside. And here's the kicker. Head coach Kevin O'Connell was a massive fan of Richardson during his draft process.
The two shared a touching moment after the Colts played the Vikings in 2024, and sources told A to Z Sports that the Vikings made a serious run to trade up for Richardson in the 2023 draft. The offer? 3 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks to the Arizona Cardinals. That's an insane package, and it still wasn't enough. But now, the Colts might move on from Richardson, and the Vikings can get him for a late 3rd round or early 4th round pick. The Vikings are projected to have the 97th overall pick due to losing Sam Darnold in free agency, and that could be the price. So what does Richardson bring? High upside athlete, good pocket presence, disastrous mechanics, limited games played since entering college, injury history in the NFL. Sound familiar? That's because Richardson and McCarthy are eerily similar.
Both are high-ceiling, low-floor quarterbacks who haven't proven they can stay healthy or consistent. But here's the twist. Having both of them creates competition. O'Connell's quarterback development prowess could unlock Richardson's potential. And if McCarthy sees his starting job threatened, maybe he takes the next step. It's a win-win gamble. Do you think the Vikings should trade for Anthony Richardson? Drop your answer below. And if you believe O'Connell can turn Richardson into the next Josh Allen, smash that like button and let Colts fans know who's about to steal their quarterback. But this trade depends on cap space, draft capital, and one signature that hasn't been inked yet. 3 stories, 1 storm.
The salary cap forces a financial massacre. The defensive coordinator might vanish to chase a head coaching dream, and the quarterback room could get a high-risk, high-reward addition. Minnesota isn't rebuilding. Minnesota is reloading. This franchise just entered the most critical offseason in years, and every decision will define whether the Vikings own the NFC North or fade into mediocrity. Let's break down what this means. If Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah navigates the salary cap without gutting the roster, if Brian Flores stays and keeps the defense elite, and if the Vikings add Anthony Richardson to push J.J. McCarthy, this team is dangerous. Green Bay's offensive line is aging. Detroit's defense is suspect. Chicago is still 2 years away. The North is wide open, and the Vikings have the talent to seize it. But here's the reality. One wrong move and everything collapses.
Cut the wrong player, lose Flores to Baltimore, or gamble on Richardson and watch him bust. The margin for error is razor thin.
Here's what I need from Viking Nation. 1. Smash that like if you believe the Vikings are about to make the boldest moves in the NFC North. 2. Drop a comment with your prediction. Do the Vikings win the division? Do they make a playoff run? Or are they Super Bowl bound? 3. Subscribe, because every single subscriber makes Packers fans furious, and we're about to dominate the entire division. But listen closely. Here's the edge of the cliff. Brian Flores hasn't signed anything yet. The Ravens interview is scheduled. If Baltimore offers him a head coaching job, he's gone, and the Vikings lose the heartbeat of their defense. That decision could come in the next 48 hours. And on top of that,
The Packers just cleared cap space and are targeting the same defensive free agent the Vikings want. Which domino falls first, Minnesota's or Green Bay's? Plus, there's a rumor that a Vikings offensive leader called a players-only meeting last night after the Richardson trade rumors leaked. No coaches, no front office. And what was said could either unite this team or fracture it. That story drops next. Skull Nation, the battle is here. Hit subscribe, stay locked, and let's make the NFC North bleed purple. We ride together. See you in the next war.